I fucking hate Nazis. Like, I was raised right. Both of my grandfathers fought under Patton in World War II, and the only good Nazi is a dead Nazi. These are the men, the violent fucking Nazis that are being paid by the federal government to attack our citizens. Because the only ones that we see out protesting, we watched get rescued in Minneapolis by a Muslim man, a redheaded white woman, and a black man. That was like, America, America. Fuck yeah. Like, yeah, exactly.
Welcome to Ramblings of a Restless Mind. Let's get ready to ramble.
Plot twist. What's up, guys? We have faces that go with our voices, and we decided why hide them from the world anymore. Also, Joe told us that we were the only podcast that was audio only, so we were like, well...
I'm very proud of our evolution.
Yeah.
Okay. We've come a long way, baby.
We have. Yeah. And yeah. I am honestly so proud of DeJah because this has been something that this has been a huge roadblock for her. She did not want to do video. And we actually put a little bit of effort into getting ready before coming to the studio today. And that felt weird. But yeah, we're here and we're doing it. And honestly, I think the rest of the world also needs to see all of the things that I have been describing about DeJah with her, all the way that she emotes and her big arm feelings and things.
Yes, my arm feelings, guys. For our audio listener, I was just shaking my arms.
Yeah, we can't forget that there's still people that will just listen to audio.
Love you too.
So, but we appreciate you rambling along with us as we are in 2026.
Now in our YouTube journey.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Yes. We're still, if we look awkward, it's because one, we are, and two, because we're figuring out this whole camera situation.
Hi, guys.
There are multiple cameras set up to catch different angles and things. And so we have ones we can look directly at like that or not. So bear with us. But here we are. We are on the YouTubes. So you can go onto YouTube and find our YouTube channel, which is Ramblings of a Restless Mind pod or podcast. I should know that better. Anyway, either way, it'll get you there.
Notice that no one expected me to know.
DeJah, do you know what YouTube is?
Yes, I am a YouTube subscriber.
She is.
And that is how it's the only way that I allow information in besides specific news networks, I find. I have a very highly controlled YouTube algorithm.
I can't wait for the first time that you're scrolling YouTube shorts and we pop up.
Oh, God.
And like YouTube is most like smart TVs have the YouTube app on them. And so we could pop up there too. So we could get real big in our own living rooms.
That's fantastic. I'm already real big in my own living room. So yeah.
Also didn't start saying this, but I'm Jen. I guess we should probably introduce who we are now that you can see our faces. So I'm Jen, the curly redheaded one. And that's DeJah. The Valkyrie looking one.
Yes. Welcome.
Yes.
Trump dum.
I don't know what you just said.
For our Norwegian listeners, you know that I just said, welcome, Trump is dumb.
We have preached, yes. And also the voice that you guys have heard that joins us a lot, that we love, that has his own set of following on our podcast. My brother is so excited for video. And the first thing he asked me was, is Joe going to have a video on him too?
Big fan.
Hey, yep. Joe, do you have a video on you?
Yeah, it's real close. Yeah. I was setting it up and I was like, man. And to top it all off, I just had a hair transplant on Monday. And I'm not really a vain person, but my head is not normally this large. So enjoy.
Joe is not normally a human caricature of himself.
Yeah. Yeah, DJ Joey Woo is now presenting to the world. Look at that. So what brought this? Because I've never noticed anything about you. You had these, the first thing I noticed when he walked in the studio earlier was, oh my gosh, where's all your hair? Like, you've had these luscious locks. What happened, dude?
I was growing them long. I like to style my hair long. I think one of my shows it's from a company called Nord Dermatology, and it's called Skin Side Out. And the guy that's running the show, his name's Dr. Zane, and they do a lot of like anesthesiology. That's not the right word. You think I've produced enough of these shows?
Aesthetics?
That's right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So they do a lot of that kind of stuff. And he was like, hey, we're going to start offering hair transplants for men, like the kind they get in Turkey. They're called FUTs. So what they did was they took 1,000 hairs from this side of my head and took them out one by one and stuck them in a petri dish. And then they cut little holes and then they stuck them back into the balding spots on the top of my head without like doing anything crazy. So I'm not going to look dumb when it all grows
That's the goal.
back in.
Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah.
You shouldn't notice, but at this point I'm talking about it. So
Yep.
you're going to notice. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Nice. I love that you're talking about it because I think it could be a sensitive subject for men, or anything that you do to change your physical features just for the wanting to do it purely and not some medical reason. I think there's some shame in our culture around that. So
Shame, yet just selfless, endless promotion of it.
yeah, right.
High inflection question mark at
Yes.
the end. American culture.
Yeah. Look perfect, but
don't do anything to get there.
Yeah.
But yet do everything behind the closed doors and spend as much money as humanly possible to not look like you actually had anything done.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
yeah. So that's awesome.
This guy does really good work, and he paid the woman to come do some training because he's training his staff. And so I think I was the first one. And he paid a woman, and she really knew what she was doing. You could tell she's done a ton of these, and she came from Bosley. You remember those commercials from the 80s? Like, I'm not only the president, I'm a client. And so I'm in and out of various states of drugged up throughout it, and keep asking her questions like it's a podcast that's going on. And I was like, hey, the last time I saw like a bald guy on TV was George Costanza. Like, do you guys do a lot of famous people? And she was like, all of them.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. Like, yeah. Well, cheers to 2026. We're here. We're in it. Joe, you don't have anything to do?
I got a
Cheers.
soda water.
Staying hydrated in 2026 is what that dude's doing.
Oh, that's right. Hydrated and moisturized. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sipping on some Henry McKenna 10-year, and it is quite delicious. Ooh. Actually, I got this as a gift from a listener who you've also met. Mm-hmm. And you guys, this might be the biggest compliment that we have ever gotten from a listener. She said that when she listens to our podcast, she takes the time to go into her bathroom and takes a bath. She was like, so when I'm listening to you, I am naked and wet. And I can't think of a better compliment.
I mean, I don't think that's weird at all.
No, and she's beautiful.
Absolutely stunning, supermodel. So I take that as a 10 out of 10 compliment.
Yes,
absolutely. This hands down gorgeous woman is bubbly and naked, enjoying us.
Yep.
Winner chicken dinner.
Suck it, gentlemen.
We've done it all.
Just be careful if you watch on YouTube. Don't drop the phone. We'd hate to see you get electrocuted.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully she's not holding.
No. I hope this highly intelligent woman has a mounted TV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or she could just have her husband, who is also wonderful, just hold it for her while she relaxes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So shout out to that listener.
Safety first.
Yes.
Safety first. Looking dead in the eye of the camera now. Safety first. Yes. Yeah.
Disclaimer: we're not responsible for any executions as a result of this podcast.
That is correct.
Yes, that's awesome. So, what are you sipping on, buddy?
I got a nowadays 10 milligram, just the pure THC liquid.
I know. So
with multiple ounces of said liquid.
Yeah, we have a friend who we heard call it pot water for like THC seltzers, and so that's why I referred to that earlier as your pot tail, as your cocktail, your pot tail.
Pot tail. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Lowe's Foods for having various kinds of and amounts of like either 5 milligram, 10 milligram, whatever of seltzers and those elixirs and stuff like that, like all kinds of them. And they range in price too.
They absolutely do. It's a new and burgeoning market. And like anything new and burgeoning, it's expensive. But as we finally evolve as a culture to accept and stop persecuting marijuana, the price will come down.
Hopefully. We hope we don't devolve in that as well.
No. We state and manifest exactly what's going to happen.
Fair enough.
Do not question.
I like this. You know, which brings up the fact that the last episode that we recorded, we've let you guys behind the curtain, and here you are. So here's another thing. DeJah was very smart and thought ahead and brought other clothes to wear, so it doesn't look like.
God damn it! You ruined it.
I'm gonna tell on myself. So.
Mom, I'm really mad about this. It was supposed to be a surprise. Go on.
I decided to 8 mile myself, so I just wanted to drag you under the bus with me. So you're going to see me in this same outfit for the next 3 episodes. But DeJah will have gone home and showered and completely changed outfits and come back. So,
Yep.
yeah. But in one of our the last episode, which you guys have been liking, man, the sex, I don't remember the title of it, but this increase your sexpertise with the sex therapist Beth Dement that we had on. You guys have been liking that one, man. Highest streams we've gotten so far, which that tracks. Who doesn't like to listen to about sex?
I mean, human biology and psychology, right?
Yeah.
It all checks for everybody.
But in that episode, we also talked about going in, starting the new year, and how you and I always have a word that we go in with. And at that time, we hadn't decided what our words were, but we now have our words.
Yes.
Joe, did you do this homework too? Do you have your word? Hair.
Joe's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Hair.
It's growth.
Growth. That's fair.
Nice.
Love it. So what's your word?
Glow.
Glow. Go on. Glow with your bad self.
Exactly. Nothing else needed.
All right. And I landed on emanate. And reasoning.
That's the
We
same
are both
word.
radiating.
Yeah. Yeah. Not technically, Joe.
No,
To emanate is to like grow from a foundation. You're
Yes.
expanding
There is an
from.
etiology of the refraction.
Yeah, totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Listen, Joe, let me have my word, okay? But yeah, it's just emanate. Last year was a very foundationally building year for me in switching careers and all kinds of things, honestly. And it was a beautiful, beautiful year. And I just wanted to continue to expand on that. And I didn't want to use the word expand. So I went to Google and said, what are synonyms for expanding from the core?
Yes.
And that's what it gave me. So we're just not going to explain why you chose glow. We're just sticking with glow.
Well, everybody, fucking awesome. And so I'm just going to be more awesome every year, be a better person every day, every minute, 110%er as I always am, do my very fucking best. So I regret absolutely nothing. So I'm just going to keep glowing that.
Love it.
All you got to do is work hard at everything and then relax like a mother trucker.
I love that energy. On theme with this, I saw something online that I had to buy DeJah, knowing her word was now glow. And it's this neon sign of a female hand. Well, I guess it could be a male hand too, but it has like long, like stiletto nails on it, and it's holding a blunt, and it glows. It's a neon sign, so it glows like that super pink color.
Yes.
And she texted me one day, and she was like, "I love the fact that my neighbors across the street probably think that I have an OnlyFans account now because I have this pink glowing room."
They're like, oh, well, the pink light's on. She must be recording. Yeah.
Oh, so that's great. Yeah. And then I got one for myself that says, be a badass with a good ass.
Yeah, man.
I feel like that's
I
another
love it. I love
goal,
it. Yep. I literally, that's how I'm like, oh, the office is on. I turn on my neon light.
Time to glow.
Yep. Love it. Love it.
Oh, man. Oh, I just thought about this as we're talking about random things. Joe, did you know that I went on a date with one of your buddies before Christmas?
I didn't even know I had buddies. I'm very excited about this.
I'm not going to name drop.
Proud of you, man.
I'm not going to name drop,
Get those
but
buddies. Hell yeah.
but surprise, you do have at least one friend in the world.
Yes. I knew it.
Yeah, he was very nice.
I don't have a lot of friends, so I bet I could guess.
Yeah, but he wasn't quite removed from his marriage and separation situation like I would prefer. So there's that.
That narrows it down.
Yeah. Yeah, but very, very nice. He was a gentleman. He was funny. Like, it was very nice, but just not for me.
Yeah.
Man, small world.
Yeah. In fact, I think he actually went because we talked about how we both knew you, and I'm pretty sure he went to go hang out with you after that. I was like, tell Joe I said hey.
That's great.
Obviously, he didn't. Anyway, surprise.
And I did not go on a date with any of your friends. just so that we're all clear and transparent. Okay.
Oh, goodness. So something else that has been, I mean, I feel like there's been a lot that has happened in the world that has just kind of been a fucking dumpster fire.
Fucking shit. Fuck shit.
Wow. Yeah. And to include, honestly, up to last night and us getting ready for this podcast.
Yeah.
So we have had an experience before of a guest that bailed without telling us, basically. But this time, unfortunately, and we're not going to go into too many concrete details because honestly, we don't have that many concrete details, but it did afford us an opportunity to just kind of bring to light very lightly and in limited scope. We found out that this person there had been recent allegations of sexual assault, and we don't know to the level or anything like that. But obviously, with DeJah and I, like that wasn't something that we were going to bring onto our platform and show any sort of support for.
Obviously, Jen and I are both huge advocates for the Constitution and an individual being innocent until proven guilty.
Yep.
However, I have met I've met the person that is accused of taking the action. I've also met the individual who outed this person and to push them towards accountability. And so I just, I'm both disappointed as well as appreciative simultaneously. So I just would like to say thank you to USMC Angry Veteran for being an ally and advocate for women, which is just an honorable good man.
Yep.
And standing up for and abiding by what is right, which is just truth, and that a culture of assault with an excuse of being drunk is not acceptable any longer. It was the culture that I grew up in, and I've experienced it being a bartender, being a server, just endlessly. I know that if this is substantiated, that the victim is not going to forget about it. And that act of violation
more than one
is it doesn't ever go away. And I am a survivor of sexual assault, and I can say that even just thinking about that, boom, I can flash immediately back to one of the times. And so I just really deeply appreciate the honor that was given to listening to the women. So thank you.
Yeah. Maybe we'll be able to get him on here too.
Absolutely.
And I think for me, when it was first discovered, one, I was like, womp womp. And then I was like, Jen, then being a guest on your podcast doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. What these three women now that have come forward, that's what matters, and how they're going to have to navigate this. And it's been told time and time again statistically that it's whenever someone hears of an allegation of abuse, a lot of times people will jump to like disbelief. Like, there's no way that person could have done that, or that
it is defense of the abuser.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so just PSA to believe, because similar to DeJah, I have also experienced sexual assault. I haven't met a female who hasn't, to be completely honest.
I've only met one in my entire life, and I was like, are you sure?
Yeah.
I've never asked someone, are you lying to me? But I was like, have you suffered amnesia for periods? Because it is every woman besides this one person.
Well, and sometimes that begs the question for me, are they aware that something may have happened to them is sexual assault? Because I think we sometimes jump to kind of the most egregious things that could be qualified as sexual assault.
It is absolutely statistical probable that this individual had a very safe and secure upbringing, as well as a very safe and secure college environment, and the very safe and secure married environment after. And so it's possible. Yeah. But those are people in a very protected status at all times. And that more than often comes with financial stability in a family. Yeah. But
But that also happens behind those closed doors.
You're damn straight.
I mean, listen, just because we switched a video doesn't mean I'm not an open book anymore. I mean, and I like, even though it can be hard sometimes, I like to talk about these things because hopefully, the Me Too movement is a thing. It's not just a phrase. Because I hope that if someone is hearing this, they're like, oh, I can find solace in that because Me Too. And, I was, all those things you just described, raised in a healthy, strong family, comforting family. My bonus dad came into my life when I was younger, and, all these great, I've talked about him before. My brother was very close, very safe environment. And at the hands of let's see, when I was in high school working at the restaurant that I was at, was sexually assaulted by the manager.
Fucking service industry, man.
Yep. And there were several other girls. Whenever I just chose to speak up about it, thankfully we got him terminated from the place. No. In college, a guy that I was dating at the time, we were at a get together at somebody's house and party, I guess, because there were a lot of people there, and got pulled into the bathroom and the door locked and like shoved himself on me, and then it just goes on from there. There are other instances. And so it's like these things.
It's endless.
Yep.
It's endless. Like, your stories, my stories, the stories we know from our friends, the stories that our friends have told us from other women, we just never leave. Right? We'd age in front of these cameras. Yep. So, true. Like it is unfortunate, but it is pervasive. And the only way to root out a pervasive problem is to identify it, to talk about it. It's able to continue because our culture still immediately goes to protecting the abuser. However, it's gotten a lot better since Me Too. And so I think that we're moving in the right direction, but it is unfortunate that, again, we just had to have an example that crossed our path, right?
Yep.
And we are very well aware, and that, you got to keep your head on a swivel. But also, I sincerely believe that a drunk action is a sober thought. And so I just don't accept that, well, I was drunk, so I committed a crime. You can't get drunk and then burn down a building and say, well,
I was drunk.
I was drunk. I went out, grabbed my alligator and drank some food. Like, no, I'm sorry. You're going to have accountability like that. No, sorry.
Yep.
No.
Yeah. And I have, I've found, confidence, I guess, in seeing some of the men that have spoken up in relation to this and saying, like, I've been drunk so many times and I've never sexually assaulted anyone.
Exactly.
So, and that's what it takes, because if I sit here and say, well, DeJah, you've seen me drunk several times and I've never sexually assaulted anyone, they'll be like, but you're a woman. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And
because the thing that doesn't get, again, without having these conversations, the only way for evil to persist is for good men to do nothing. So good men have to have the conversations with the perpetrator predators, because it's not that all men are out assaulting women. Right?
Correct.
It is that there are predators who repeatedly fucking assault women, and good men do not stop them. They get to continue to go on. They can move wherever they want to and continue to go on. It's just like having bad fucking cops in this country. You can have a cop that fucking has a histrionic of beating the shit out of people. He'll just move to the next state and get a new fucking histrionic of beating the shit out of people. Like, unfortunately, our culture, right, allows these acts of violence and abuse. And we had, again, I'm proud in this moment because good men have to take the lead. It's not for women to fucking go, hi, we're also the victim. Also, we're supposed to change your behavior.
yeah.
Huh?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No. So I am so deeply appreciative. And gentlemen, this helps me. This psychologically helps me. I have a bias against men, specifically white men, because of my traumas. It helps me. It helps me feel safe in my own community, in the world, knowing that good men are stepping forward and speaking up and speaking out and speaking in a manner that is a hell motherfucking no. So again, yes. USMC Angry Veteran, your response was healing to me in a moment that felt like even though it was disconnected from me, I still had great hopes for our interview, and it felt like a hurt. Right. And to lose what I thought was an ally. So it sucked. We don't have a guest for our first video. You get us. But yeah, these are facts and realities. These are, and that was yesterday, guys. That's not even the fact that the person we were supposed to speak to was also from up north. What's going on in Minneapolis. I grew up there. I spent my formative years going into Minneapolis, St. Paul. Like, I am a child of Prince. It hurts me. It hurts me. I'm just waiting to see like people that I went to high school with on camera, like friends, right?
Yep.
Like, oh my gosh. Just watching and hearing them, because what I'm listening to is all of my neighbors as a child, their accents, their look, like it is very deeply personal. And I've been so filled with so much anger and rage because I can't help my neighbor, because Minnesota is my neighbor.
Yeah.
And I can't do anything about it right now in this moment.
Yep.
I can't protect them. And it's very hard for me. And so I was looking forward to having that cathartic conversation about like, what can we do? How can we help Minnesota? Like, I'm wearing purple to support, right? Like, not that I'm pro-Viking. But like, I'm our country, the state of our union is in distress. Yeah. And so, that was, one subject that we were going to broach, like, how can we help Minnesota? I thought it'd be great where we can brainstorm, but we will get other guests. Yes, we will continue on our path of righteousness and being on the right side of history.
That's right. And honestly, that's a great now, I mean, being, on YouTube as well, like, and these people, this guest was going to be joining us obviously from a different state. So if you are listening and you are experiencing these things and you want to reach out to possibly be a guest on the podcast, talk about this, please reach out to us. Our email is on there. You can DM us on Instagram as well. Ramblings of Restless Mind Podcast. Find us on there, and happy to have that chat. And because all we want to do is lift up these voices and come together as a community to stop this bullshit, this tyranny that is going on.
Correct. And I really do love hearing veteran voices. Like it also is healing for me. Please.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Ramblings of a Restless Mind, brought to you by I.C.E. Estate Solutions. Nothing makes the human mind spiral like the loss of a loved one. What do you do? Who do you contact? What bills have to be paid? What documents need to be collected? When does an estate need to be filed with the government? I.C.E. Estate Solutions provides quality guidance on how to file probate on your own. And if the process is more than you can handle, Attorney Kara Williams and her team is a proven rock you can lean on. Estate administration can be a long and tedious, time-consuming process. You are there for them. Let I.C.E. Estate Solutions be there for you. Attorney Williams is happy to help today. Email her at kara@ncestatesolutions.com. That's CARA@ncestatesolutions.com. Or visit ncestatesolutions.com for more information.
I will say, I've been seeing, social media, for all of its negativities, it also can really make you fucking laugh too. Yeah. So I've been seeing these videos that are coming out because there's been talks of ICE going to Philly. And also all these people from Philly are like stepping up, like Phillies fans like set shit on fire and throw cars over whenever the Eagles win.
Listen,
what do you think they're going to do to ICE?
It was weeks ago, right? I was watching the, I believe it was the police chief, right? Philadelphia. And she was already like, oh, hell no.
Yep.
You come here, you try to harm our people, our citizens, we're going to protect them, not you. That's our job. That's what we get paid for. Their tax money pays our salaries, right? And just to hear that the whole community, like they were already, because there was just a whisper that they might come to Philly. And I was like, yeah!
Listen, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I hate the Eagles to my very being, but I might put on some green for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Like I said, repping some purple.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm a Vikings fan. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I'm very, very proud. Yep, that's right. Stand up. That's right. Stand up.
Yep.
As mm-hmm. As Gavin Newsom said in like
bless his soul. God, Gavin Newsom, can you come up with like never gonna listen to this, but we would love to have Gavin Newsom on here.
I out of respect, I would like to say, good job, Gavin Newsom's wife.
Cheers to her.
Cheers to you, girl. Yeah, because it's absolutely true in the direction that it is when he talks about Donald Trump, and he said that Donald Trump is a T-Rex. You either mate with him or he devours you. And that's exactly what we were watching happen with MAGA, the GOP, the whole party, the whole works. As, we see Minnesota absolutely under attack by a federalized personal police force.
Yep.
Like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen videos. I talked to you about this. I've seen videos of a military officer. He not an MP, but he was in his rank. Sorry, words are escaping me. And he was sharing this video because he wanted other people to see as well that he had an gentleman who was in uniform.
Yep.
Go out to a Wawa at like 6 a.m. and he was pulled over by a police car, and it was a police officer. I think it was in Virginia, and a police officer, which tracks for like Virginia Beach and Navy SEAL, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, police officer and then an ICE agent step out, and they said they were first pulling him over because his tent was too dark, and so he had the paperwork in his car that said that that the tent was legal for Virginia, and then they asked to see a military gentleman serving in the United States, some military branch, asked to see his passport, identification that and I was like,
yeah,
are you kidding me? Like right now, like what is happening?
Yeah. Other than that's completely against the fucking Constitution. The United States citizen doesn't have to carry papers. It's some real SS Gestapo shit.
Yep.
You know, I'd say I'd look up to Greg Bavino, but I'm 5'6". So there's that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
That math ain't
Fuck
math.
that motherfucker. I fucking, if you know me, one thing about me is that I fucking hate Nazis. Like I fucking hate Nazis. Like I was raised right. Both of my grandfathers fought under Patton in World War II, and the only good Nazi is a dead Nazi. So I feel very passionate about the hiring of the 1%ers, the 3%ers, the Proud Boys, the Boogaloo Boys, because they're not out motherfucking protesting because they're in ICE. We don't see them because they're working for ICE. These are the men, the violent fucking Nazis that are being paid by the federal government to attack our citizens. Because the only ones that we see out protesting, we watched get rescued in Minneapolis by a Muslim man, a redheaded white woman, and a black man. That was like, America, America.
Fuck yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly. It's like, fuck yeah, Minneapolis. You got my heart. Oh, I fucking love you. Those are such good fucking people. Such good fucking people.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, I lived in Minneapolis for 4 years during college too. And I was thinking about it the other day, like, why have they been in the news so much? And I think it's really because they're legitimately just so nice, down to earth people. Yep. I think that stuff happens everywhere, but Minneapolis are the people that are like, no, that's not okay.
Because they're very, I grew up, like you're close to the Canadian border, right? Yeah. And that's what Canadians are known for. But they are also nice until they're not, right? And that's how you are up there. Sure, I'm going to be polite, eh? You're going to be a rude boom, right? Like there's that. That's just how it is. Yeah. And so now that's what they're finding out, that Minnesotans, these are people hardened by the fucking cold.
Yeah.
You think that they're going to stand down? You don't understand what patriotism is in America. We have been raised and bred that we are the greatest country in the world, right?
Not
that
anymore.
We're the motherfucking best. And now you're going to come in and tell us that you're going to take away the things that make it the best, and we're just supposed to obey in advance? Oh!
Yeah. Well, and also the obviously the horrific murder of Renee Good has
the obvious murder of Renee Good, the obvious not running over of the ICE agent that didn't go to the hospital with internal injuries and walked away with his own leggies. Yes.
Yeah, I got a kick out of like that whole, like you could tell the people that were toting the line and all the news interviews were like not believing what they were saying.
Yep.
Like you can't use your car as a weapon because weapons are bad. Like they just fall apart.
Yeah.
Okay. I also, it was fascinating to me because I'm not on any social media, right? I don't pipe in because you can now see why. And
DeJah would definitely be a keyboard warrior.
Oh, Jesus.
You guys are going to get so many more comments on YouTube than you get through audio.
You know what?
Podcasts.
Guess what? I'm not going to read anything. Say whatever the fuck you want. If you have something negative to say, don't bother. I'm never going to get it. Go somewhere else. So I only want to promote positivity and reinforcement of community. And I'm at a fucking loss. I'm just so angry about it. Like it just...
I think a lot of people are that way.
Oh, absolutely.
And
absolutely. Which again makes me feel good.
Yeah, right.
I'm not alone.
Yeah. Well, and I've also seen a lot recently, and I really think that while I wish this wasn't serving as a catalyst for it, I really think the Renee Good's, God, do I dare call it a sacrifice? Like that she should have a choice in the matter. Execution. Yeah. That has been a tipping point. And I have seen so many people starting to come out to say, I usually don't speak on political matters, whatever, but I can't stay silent anymore. Like,
my eyes do not deceive me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe that you're telling me that the sky is neon orange, right? While I'm looking at a blue sky. Like it's just not. Yeah. But that is, why these people are starting to come around that, oh, goodness golly, they might not be very truthful, eh? Like,
maybe not.
Maybe we've been deceived for like a decade?
Perhaps.
Maybe the great deceiver has been feeding a bunch of propaganda to hate thy neighbor, AKA own the libs. Yeah. Guess what? Yeah, it's not going to work. I am such a patriot. I believe the ship will right itself. I believe we were watching a extinction burst of full patriarchal control, and maybe we'll see a turn away from the just uncontrolled capitalism, right? That has caused such a goddamn poverty gap, right, in our nation. That maybe all of this, that Renee Good, right? Like all of these people, like so many people assaulted, maimed, that poor 21-year-old kid blinded, shot in the fucking face, direct, just as far away as you are. Like how dangerous is this unarmed, he looked like he was a gangly 16-year-old. Like, you're afraid of him. You are in full tactical fucking gear.
Yeah.
You pussy ass motherfucker. Gee, come bare knuckles fight me. I'm a fucking middle-aged woman. Let's go. You want to fucking get out some of your goddamn Napoleon rage?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
It'll be interesting to see how this period in our lives is written in history books.
Absolutely. And this is why I'm proud to be on the right side. Go ahead, put me on a motherfucking list. I don't give a shit. Come at me, bro. What? Yeah. I mean, and it has to be the volume of white women that voted for Trump, right, are holding a lot of responsibility. Like, we knew better. We knew, and oh, Jesus Christ. So, earlier we were talking about the sexual assault allegation, and I couldn't help when I was sitting at home. I was like, oh, he trumped her. Yep. We all knew the Hollywood Access tapes, that he would love to sexually assault women, right? I mean,
yep.
And yet all these women still voted for him. Like, there's so many things. He cheating on all of his wives, paying off porn stars, but all these white women were like, I'm going to stick by my man. Like,
and for what?
Exactly. So right where we are right now, because they followed their hate. They followed their white male counterparts down a path of following their fucking hate and their fear. I've never met such fearful people in my fucking life. But now that fear is being turned against them because they're having to face what they see with their own eyes. They've been led to believe that we are fucking just horrible, violent. We're just... We're burning down cities. Portland doesn't exist, by the way, guys. Does not exist. It's been burned to the ground, right? It looks like a crater. Like, so the fact that they have tried to convince everybody that Renee Good wasn't murdered.
Yeah.
Right. And that they went and said immediately, it wasn't even within 2 hours, there wasn't an investigation, and Kristi Noem was out there saying she was a domestic terrorist who tried to murder a federal agent. Like, boom, immediate defense, right? And that goes against all of the precedent of any administration. When something bad happens, you immediately say, It's a horrible tragedy. We're investigating. You do not fucking immediately
defend
it
and
just speaks
justify.
to the volume of guilt. The volume of guilt to immediately have to go on the defense. Because if you're not guilty, you don't immediately have to go on the defense. And like just that stream of propaganda that came out, and Trump saying with absolution that the man was run over and nearly dead, internally bleeding out. They're like, oh, it could be internal bleeding on the report, right? The report said, that's a bruise.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a fucking the scientific definition that you would put on a report for a bruise. Fuck right off.
Yeah.
We watched him walk away. So I'm really hoping that they're fucking themselves
Imploding.
by being so explicitly guilty. They've been screaming that they're not guilty for all these things, right? And then look at this, look at this, look at this. But people are going, we still haven't seen all those Epstein files yet. And now you're telling us that you did murder that woman.
These are all the things visually that you guys have been missing out on. Audio only. And you know, you and I talked about this before too, but in all of this, like it can be hard to admit that you made a mistake or that you thought wrong or that you've changed your mind. But we're here to tell you, like, it's not. Like, if you are feeling that way, like maybe you originally, you know, you voted for Trump or you were high on that horse with that Cheeto, like, it's okay to say, you know what, I made a mistake. Like, I don't stand.
Again,
I was duped.
He was the great deceiver.
Yep.
There are a lot of people in this country that didn't grow up where I did. I grew up in the Northeast, like in the Northwest, like where our news media came from out of New York, right? So I grew up watching him be a con man. I grew up watching him sell his wares. I grew up watching him appear in everything. I grew up watching him bankrupt a casino. A casino. It's mathematically impossible. But so like I got, I think, a lot more exposure, and I think it was talked about more. Like in my family, I remember like even my grandma saying like, that man's a snake oil salesman.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, right? So I had that, where the rest of our country just saw this portrayal propaganda of a great businessman, and they were, you know, like,
and celebrity from TV show.
That's why
like,
he's the great deceiver.
Yeah.
And so it's absolutely true. It is okay that someone deceived you. It's okay to then learn facts and change your mind.
Yep.
That's just how it goes when somebody fucking lies to you and you've been misled.
Yep.
Because that's what happened. They lied and misled. They had a mission. They had Project 2025, and they lied to you. When he said he didn't know about the Heritage Foundation, and now the guy is in his fucking cabinet, he lied. It's okay. Come on back, baby. Purple Revolution.
Yeah, it's never too wrong to do the right thing. We'll throw that quote out there.
Boom.
And to pivot. If things aren't going to a plan, you can pivot.
Yes.
And you know, we'll bring it down a notch because that's what, you know, bringing it all the way back to the beginning. That's what we had to do for today. Yeah. Because we last minute had a guest that could not be here. And to that end, I reached out to our social media to say, hey, what are some tips? What do you guys do whenever something suddenly changes and things don't go to plan? Like, what advice do you have? And we got some pretty generic, but also pretty great responses.
Tell me, computer, what is your will?
Yeah. We got stop and pause. Allow yourself to be upset and pissy by the change. Acknowledge and then move on.
Okay.
Yell plot twist and embrace it. This might be our mantra. Say fuck it and move on.
Yes.
Let's see. Focus on what you can control. Let go of the rest. Very therapeutic.
Absolutely.
Find the silver lining in what gets to happen now. Also very positive, Patty. And then this was a little bit longer, but pretty funny. Being ADHD, I have to be okay with going catatonic if shit changes last minute. It might not happen, but if I'm not prepared for it, I'm guaranteed to end up in paralysis staring at a wall. For me, it's being able to laugh at how ridiculous my brain is either way. I just can't expect it to be normal as my brain is the furthest thing from normal.
Oh, yes. I accepted a long time ago that my brain is a kaleidoscope of madness and that I just am who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's very, very helpful. And I have absolutely recognized that all of my years of therapy are really, I'm using all them
all those coping
all those
skills.
built-in coping skills, man. Like
Yeah.
to get through, because there has been a couple times like that I've been like, man, should I call my therapist and go back in? And then I was like, I know how to work through this. Like I know why I'm feeling this. I know why. I know that what I can and cannot do. You know, like there's no guidance that could be given to me. I just need to do this, right? I need to have conversations with people and acknowledge that I'm not alone.
Yeah. And that it's completely valid to be angry about all of this, to be sad, to be angry, to feel defeated, to feel burned out, to feel whatever you're feeling, unless you're supporting this, is okay. Like, so feel all those things, accept it. Don't be in denial of it. Don't feel, degraded or anything like that, because you are feeling this way. A lot of us, you are not alone.
Yep.
A lot of people, and not just in this country, but other countries that are watching us from afar are.
Oh my God. I actually
scared and disappointed and everything else.
In my mind, as I was watching Davos, which was, world leaders were coming together, and they were standing against Trump. And I was so very pleased, because that is how we, on the world stage, stop a world dictator. And I was just thinking about man, I should write all their world leaders a letter of apology. Just be like, hey, just hang on. Okay, we're in a flex. Okay, remember California still fourth greatest. Excuse me. The fourth greatest economy in the world is California itself. Like we're still an amazing, great country. We are just going through a super sociological flux because we never dealt with slavery. So we're gonna work our way through the hate, right? And we're gonna come out on top, and we're gonna be a much stronger nation that goes back to believing that immigrants are the root and etiology of our success. So again, manifesting happen.
DeJah for president. Joe, how are you feeling over there? I mean, we're going to wrap this up, but how are you feeling with all this?
I mean, my wife and I were talking about it the other day. I think this is the thing that frustrates me. I was happy to see that world leaders were upset, but I was also frustrated by the fact, because that's Congress's job, and they're just asleep at the wheel.
Yep.
Thank you.
And
correct.
Nobody's talking about that enough, I feel like, in the news cycle, because we have checks and balances. People are like, how can he just do it? Because they're not doing it.
Yes, because there's a Republican-controlled House and a Republican-controlled Senate that is capitulant to him, and a Republican-controlled Supreme Court. So yeah,
there is no balance.
Unchecked. There is no current balance. Yeah. They are giving him the complete control of congressional power. I mean, Mike Grinder Johnson. Woo! That wee little man. Just a litany of wee little men.
Well, that tracks. Little man syndrome.
Yes. The
responsibility lies with all of us, not just our elected officials, but it's with all of us.
No, 49% of people voted for this current regime, and in my letter to the other nations, I would like to say, please use this as an example of how to not deteriorate your educational system, your healthcare system, your social safety nets for the elderly and the disabled. And then you'll be good. Don't allow all of your monies to go to your billionaires, aka oligarchs.
Yep.
That's all Elon Musk is an oligarch. He's a South African oligarch, worshipped by Americans.
Making ugly ass trucks. All right. Well,
if you're a fan of satire, though, there have been, I think, these are the times when SNL gets really funny and stuff like that. The guy, he's not on this cast yet, I don't think, but he got to do Weekend Update. He's from Minnesota. I don't know if you caught that, but it's worth a watch. He was so funny. He's setting up the clip of the ice guy, and he's slipping on ice.
Oh, yes.
And he's
my God, yes.
He's talking about it's really serious. And he's like, let's just play it again. And he just guys kept falling down over and over again. And had a really good punchline at the end. And then the other guy from SNL, and I'm blanking on his name, but I just watched his stand-up comedy special. He's an immigrant, and he kind of shares his story. Hysterical stand-up special, and just really well done. It reminded me it was like on Chappelle level stuff. It was just really good social commentary, but just still also really funny.
That's awesome.
Good to know. There you go. We need all the laughs we can get.
I'm just surviving on Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel and oh my God, Jon Stewart.
Oh,
yes, a lot of The Daily Show, absolutely. But then also, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name. Seth Meyers, the one that Trump most recently came after to have fired. That whole Jimmy Kimmel thing, Jesus Christ. We need those things. We need the satire because I honestly, I still think it's the humor that's going to get us through. We need to protest with ridiculous signs and costumes. We need to let them know that we are not going to take the bait and have a violent fucking revolution against ICE. We're not going to take that bait because that's what he wants to be able to say and pull the trigger on the Insurrection Act and try to turn our military against their own families. And with that,
I was about to say, how do we wrap this one up?
So this was going to be a tough episode, no matter what we were going to do anyway, but thanks for taking this ride with us on our first camera journey and so many subjects and of depth and absurdity.
It's been a little bit, I don't know, a little over a month, I guess, or whatever, since we were in the studio here, but it seems like a lifetime has happened between then with everything going on. So
yes.
Thanks for joining us and I don't know, riding this, like you said, riding this ride with us and I don't know, however you want to take us home out of this one, buddy.
My fellow Americans, just keep rambling.
Thanks for joining us on Ramblings for a Restless Mind. If tonight's ramblings sparked any ideas, made you laugh, or just made you think, we'd love to hear from you.
Leave us a voicemail at 919-295-0578. That's 919-295-0578. And your question might get answered on our next episode.
Because chances are, you're not alone. Don't forget to hit subscribe and join us next week for another round of rants, musings, and maybe even some answers.